Hey peeps, I've decided to start a new series of videos talking about some of the important things we experience at work. The everyday things, the difficult things, the surely it's not just me things. We'll be talking about operations, leadership, systems, people management, bullying, micromanagement, burnout, clarity, chaos, all the fun stuff. And by fun, I mean deeply human, occasionally ridiculous, and absolutely worth talking about. Because ultimately, I want to open up better conversations about work. I want to share some of what I've learned, offer practical solutions where I can, and hopefully be of a support base to anyone who is sitting in a workplace thinking there has to be a better way. Because there is. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to start by telling you why I created To a T Consulting. There are two sides to it, one positive, one less positive. But if you know me, you'll know I can turn almost anything negative into the compost that grows goodness. So let's start with a positive. I reached a point in my life, my work, and my collective experience where I thought, hey, actually, I can do this. Not from ego, not from I know everything, but from a deep, grounded sense of I know this work, I understand it, and I love it, and I live and breathe it. I've spent nearly 30 years in employment across different organizations, different cultures, different stages of growth, and different kinds of chaos. And over time, I realized that the thing I kept coming back to was this: work can be better. It can be clearer, it can be calmer, it can be more human, it can still be ambitious and productive and commercially smart without draining the life out of people. Now, the less positive reason I created To a T is that I had become deeply disillusioned with work. Because throughout my career, I kept seeing the same issues show up again and again. Lack of systems, lack of processes, lack of clarity, poor communication, micromanagement, and at times, even bullying. And of course, not every organization I worked with had serious issues. Sometimes what I was seeing was just the natural messiness of growth. Scaling is awkward, change is uncomfortable, humans are human. But other times, the problems were not just growing pains, they were avoidable. And that's the bit that stayed with me. Because so much workplace chaos is not inevitable. It's designed in by accident. And if it's designed in, it can be designed out. And that's why I created To a T, to show that there is another way, a way where operations are not just boring back office nonsense. They are the foundations that make everything else possible. And a way where people are not treated like cogs in a machine, they are the energy, intelligence, creativity, and core that bring those foundations to life. For me, operations and people are inseparable. You need both. Because if you have brilliant systems but disengaged people, nothing really takes off. And if you have brilliant, capable, engaged people but no systems, no structure, and no support, well, eventually they get tired. They burn out, they switch off, and they leave. One of my proudest moments at work was helping bring about a 4-day work week. And that experience showed me something I will never forget. Great ideas need great operations, but it's the people who carry those ideas and turn them into pure, lasting gold. And that is the heart of 2IT Consulting. Efficiency meets empowerment. Strong foundations, human leadership, clear systems, better work. So, in this series, I'll be sharing operational ideas, people management thoughts, lessons I've learned, mistakes I've seen, mistakes I've made, and hopefully some practical tools that might help. At best, I hope it gives you a solution, and at least I hope it leaves you feeling a little less alone. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, it's this: when operations support people and people bring operations to life, work gets better for everyone. There is another way, and that's exactly what we're here to talk about.